enjoyed getting a daily lesson plan for my small group time. Many people wonder, what do I do during small groups? Guided reading gives you a great plan for every day, telling you exactly what to do, and it really gets you into reading good books with your kids every day. And it gives them the opportunity to read more too, and gives you the opportunity to hear them read. So that's been great.
In an effort to meet the needs of my students, I began the Learning Lab this year. And the use of guided reading groups has helped my students to learn necessary strategies in order to become more effective, independent readers.
I just say don't expect it to be perfect at first, because it's not going to be perfect. It takes some time. Even just starting in February for me, I feel like I'm still learning a lot, and every week I find something that I need to do different.
And I think seeing her modeling guided reading and having her come in and observe me as I am teaching a guided reading lesson and getting that feedback from her was really beneficial. She's one-on-one with you. She's able to help you figure out what you're doing well and what you need to improve on, and that was really great.
The most helpful part about being in the Learning Lab was having Miss Main meet either one-on-one with me or meet as a Learning Lab group to discuss in detail the different parts of guided reading. Q&A sessions were always a part of these conversations. I also felt like having Miss Main observe my guided reading groups over a 5-day period was beneficial. She was able to watch my lessons each day and give constructive feedback on things that went well and things that could be improved upon.
What has been difficult, the difficult part about starting guided reading for me is changing what I've already been doing. I'm someone who needs a plan, and I need to know what I'm doing every day. And so I kind of created my own plan and got into my own routine about what I was doing for small groups every day. And so this guided reading plan, although it's not a huge difference, there have been some changes, and just changing my routine has been the most difficult part.
What was difficult for me was timing with groups. I only had 1 hour dedicated to guided reading time, and so I had 15 minutes each for each group. With those 15 minutes, at the beginning of the year I didn't know what to do, but even whenever I did guided reading, sometimes I would run out of time with what we were doing.
What behaviors have I noticed in my students? Well, I can tell you that they're a lot more talkative in small group. That can be good and that can be bad. More talkative in a way that they are excited about what they're reading and they want to share more and make more connections and talk to me more about those books.
Hands down, I've seen a lot more confidence from my kids. Before, when I was doing small group, sometimes I would have students read individually, sometimes I would have us read round robin, sometimes we would read chorally. But with guided reading, they're kind of on their own. You're just there to help them out if needed. So I have seen a lot more confidence rather than seeing kids reading and stopping and saying, "Hey, Miss Choate, what's this word?" They're using the skills that we've talked about, and they're using the strategies that we've learned throughout the school year to decode a word or to monitor for their reading or to monitor for comprehension. So,
following the guided reading plan this year, I am now very happy with how these lessons look. My students have made great gains in many areas, and one area that I feel my students have made the most growth in is their ability to understand higher level vocabulary, which is academic vocabulary, and their ability to again use strategies to figure out the text and connect to the text.
So we'll have a binder where you have each kid and their running records, and it's really cool to see whenever they move up a level, or like whenever a level was hard and then it becomes instructional and then it becomes easy, which is really cool, and then they get to move up. But you see that in their little file. You can see the growth that they're making.
They like reading to me. They get excited because they get encouragement. Even though I will tell students ahead of time, today I'm going to be listening for expression or to see if you're pausing at punctuation. They remember that. They remember week to week, and they get very excited when it's their turn to read, and they really try their hardest to show what they know. So it's definitely a plus there.
The advice that I would give someone starting guided reading groups is to take the time to teach those routines to your whole class. Your expectations for workstations, what the class is doing outside of the guided reading group, is very important because you only have a very limited amount of time with that small group at your table, and you cannot have interruptions. And so teaching those routines to your class and making sure they stick to it is essential.
Just be patient with it because it's not going to be perfect at first. And it's just fun doing something new.
So, don't put off planning till Sunday night. You'll stress out about it and then it won't be done well. Right after you're done with the running records on day 2, then start your planning for next week.
And the students will appreciate even just that few minutes of your one-on-one time. So just take a deep breath, relax, and you'll find your way.